Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 8 of 10 of the 2021 European Classic Powerlifting Championships coming to you from Västerås on the outskirts of Stockholm in Sweden. It seems amazing that 7 days have already gone. We've had 7 days of fantastic competition from sub juniors, juniors, and yesterday, the first day of the Open women provided quite compelling competitions all through the day. We have a long but really exciting day lined up for you today. Let's just give you a little bit of a trailer. Now, we have back-to-back flights. In flight one, we have the men's 59 and 66 kilo classes in their entirety, and you can see the running order on your screen. And then the 74 and 83 kilo flights have been split because of the numbers entering both, and the decision has been made to run the B groups, that's the lower ranked lifters in the 74s and the 83s, as a back to back flight in the morning session. That leaves the afternoon session for the higher ranked lifters to battle out for the titles. So at 14:30 this afternoon, the A groups in the 74 and 83 classes will go back to back. And then in the evening, 18:30 local time, there is the promise of a sensational battle in the women's 69 kilo class. But we are ready to go today with the men's 59s and 66s. We will be jumping between classes the whole time, remember? The lift as one flight, and as you can see, the first man out is Hilmar Simonarsson from Iceland, and he will open in the 66 kilo class on 175 kilos. And day 8 of this championship, day 2 of the Open, is now underway. And that looks like a good start. And 3 white lights for Simonarsson gets the competition underway. Next up, a very familiar name, very familiar face, George Moise from Romania. As you can see, now 26 years old. Shows how long we've been doing this. We first commented on him as a 20-year-old junior. That seems a lifetime ago. And that looks good. Squatting without a belt. Very unusual, but 3 white lights. Now, Julien Gutierrez from France will be up next in the 59 kilo class. Moise was in the 66s. And if you need any confirmation and I ever forget to say which class, as I undoubtedly will as the competition builds, the graphic on your screen, the top left hand corner of that graphic, you will see there under 59 kilo open. That confirms the weight class the lifter is in. And Gutierrez is opening up with 182.5 kilos. And that looked very strong, but it was not deep enough. Both the side referees, I was worried, and that just confirms my fears. Both the side referees called it in depth, and it's only taken until the third lift for our first red light. Now, Alexander Petrov from Bulgaria In the 59s, his PB is 195. He's opening at 185 kilos. And he was coaching yesterday, lifting today, and the lifter he was coaching yesterday is coaching him today. And that was just on the border. I think it's good. Yes, 3 white lights for Petrov. Watch it again. It looks better in replay than it did the first time. Now Darius Vizola, Masters 1 competitor, been competing for 22 years. And how many more world titles would he have won had he not been in the era of Fedoshenko? 190 kilos on the bar. His PB 205. Lovely and deep. Brings it back up. And 3 white lights for Bizola. Now Evgeny Makamedyanov from Russia, also on 190 kilos. Takes a wide stance. Oh, and he brings that up so well. And 3 white lights for Makamedyanov. And the weight remains at 190 for Joseph Diva from Great Britain. In the 66 kilo class. Been competing for 6 years, as you can see. His squat PB is 202.5. Oh, it's lovely indeed. Brought it up well. Should be good. And 3 white lights for Diva. He looks anxiously, as everyone does in first round squats, but there was no need. And he sees 3 white lights for his opening attempt. We've got Antoine Garcia from France next. The last lifter out in the 59 kilo class first round. PB is 202.5. On the bar 195. And that looks very strong back up. And he gets reserved 3 white lights. And next lifter up is Alexei Titov from Ukraine. And all remaining lifters in the first round will be in the 66 kilo class. Opening way below his personal best, which is 245. There's 215 kilos on the bar. And that looks very easy. And three white flags for Tito. Now we saw the sister yesterday, Donna Berglund, and it is time for Sweden's Eddie Berglund to take the stage with an opening attempt of 230 kilos. Eddie's 26, but we remember him winning open titles when he was still a junior. Opening 12 and a half kilos below his personal best, with 230 kilos on the bar. He's been told to replace the bar, and he's still got nearly half a minute. Should be no problem. And brings that up well. And he gets a red light from the center referee. Good from both the sides. And he just seemed to be in slight discomfort. Hope it was just the belt digging in and nothing more than that. Now Ilya Marachev from Russia, another well-known face. His PB is 235 and there is 235 kilos on the bar for the young Russian. Still a junior, lifting in the open. Oh, that looked good. And three white lights for Marachev. And there is one more lift to go in the first round in the 66s. And it's Taranidis from France, another well-known face. His PB 247.5, opening 242.5. Panagiotis Taranidis, France, 242.5. And he battles it up. And it is a good lift, but only 2-1. I was slightly worried for him, but he gets one on the board. And at the end of the first round, we see Garcia leading the 59 kilo class from Vizola and Muka Medianov. And in the 66s with that final lift, Taranidis leads from Marichev and Berglund. And we move into the second round, and it's Julien Gutierrez from France, called in depth first time. He needs to go a little deeper, and then everyone is in the competition. Now, is that any deeper, or is that the same lift again? It is deeper, and Gutierrez gets three white lights. Everyone is in. That's the good news. Watch it again. And look better from the side, definitely. And we can relax and move forward. Now, Simon from Iceland out for the second round. PB is 190, 185 on the bar, a 10 kilo jump from his opening attempt. And it looks good and he's fighting. There was good depth, but he just couldn't bring it back up. And for the first time today, a lifter has to be rescued by this fantastic platform crew that we have here in Sweden. So good that you almost don't notice them. Now, George Moise, 190 kilos, still away off his personal best. And that looks good. But he had to work. 3 white lights. And back to the 59 kilo class for Petrov from Bulgaria. We're expecting a close battle in this class. The 59s and Petrov will be one of those battling for the title. Yesterday's lifter, today's coach. Oh, he's had to fight. It's good. He maintained body angle, maintained head position, managed to get it up. 3 white lights. And now Darius Bizola, 200 kilos on the bar for the great pull. And this will leave him only 10 kilos away from the European and World Masters 1 record. Bizola, one of a number of lifters who lifts both classic and equipped. Yeah, lovely indeed when he fights it all the way back up. And 3 white lights. Great lift from Bizola. Now we move back to the 66 kilo class for Joseph Diva, Great Britain. 200 kilos on the bar, only 2.5 kilos short of his personal best. And he is ready. Gets depth and is not able to bring it back up. And the platform crew were in so quickly. Great work again. And that is a no lift for Diva. And Antoine Garcia from France will be up next. Also 202.5 kilos, as will the Russian who follows him. This is back in the 59s for both the next two lifters, Garcia and Mocomediano, both taking 202.5. Garcia is the lighter man, so this will put him into the lead at the end of the second round, irrespective of what the Russian does. Oh, and that's a good lift. And three white lights. Now Evgeny Mukhomedyanov will come out to match that lift, to be behind only on body weight. And this battle between the two, looking at prognosis, will go right to the last deadlift. Closely matched in squat, closely matched on bench press, closely matched on deadlift. Oh, that's a great squat. And three white lights, but will he risk going 2.5 kilos heavier than Garcia and try and win squat gold, or will he be more focused on his total? Meanwhile, while they ponder, this is Alexei Titov from Ukraine. Last four lifters out, all in the 66 kilo class. 222.5 kilos on the bar, still 22.5 kilos below his personal best. That looks good again. Three white lights. And next up we have Eddie Berglund from Sweden, taking 237.5 kilos. This would move him from third to second position, with a lifter to follow, of course. It could push him back down into third. He gets ready for the challenge ahead. And that's a great squat from Berglund. Well, he gets a red for depth from one of the side referees, but the other two said it was good, so all is well. And here we have Ilya Marachev from Russia, but you can see he's only 20. The last time we commentated on him at the European Championship, he was a sub-junior. And he is really fired up. There's 245 kilos on the bar. His PB is 235 kilos, but he will have a lot of training under his belt since he said that. And that looks good as well. And he gets a red for depth from the center referee. Both the sides call it good. And amazing how well these young lifters do, particularly in the lighter bodyweight classes. Remember Jade Jacob in the women's, she was only 20 years old in the Open, winning the European title. Can Marachev possibly do the same? Well, not if this man Taranidis from France has anything to do with it. Because because his bench press is much bigger than Marachev's, and that could be the difference. But this is his second round squat, final squat in the second round, 250 kilos. Oh, and he's battling, and he brings it up. What a fight from Taranidis. And he gets it 2-1. The same referee that didn't like Berglund's, didn't like Frenchman's lift either, but the other two said it was good, and it was right in the border, wasn't it? One of those that could have gone either way. And at the end of the second round, Garcia leads the 59 kilo class from Mukhomedyanov and Vizola. And in the 66s, Taranidis leads from Marachev and Berglund. Into the third round, this is Simonarsson trying to take 185 again, missed it last time. Looks better, brings it back up, smiles, gets 3 white lights, and raises a fist in triumph. Now Julien Gutierrez from France will be up next, 187.5 kilos, missed his opener, had to take it again, got it, and now adds another 5 kilos. 187.5 on the bar. Can't advance his position in squat, but he can put another 5 kilos on his total, which can be vital by the end of the morning. And I'm not sure it was deep enough, but whether it was or not becomes irrelevant because he couldn't take it back up again. And now George Moyes from Romania in the 66 kilo class. He's going 192.5 kilos, just a 2.5 kilo increase on his second round attempt, which means he must think he is quite close to the most he can do today. And in that case, forget PBs, it's just a case of squeezing out every single kilo. And that looked good. 3 white lights. If anything, it looks better than his second lift. Next up, we will have Alexander Petrov from Bulgaria. In the 59 kilo class, this will be a new personal best. The overall favourite for gold on prognosis. But we've seen earlier this week that prognosis can mean everything or absolutely nothing. And he battles it up. His 3 white lights. He can do no better than 4th in squat, but his strengths lie elsewhere. He will come back. And this is Joseph Diva from Great Britain. Missed 200 kilos last time. It was only 2.5 kilos short of his personal best. Very close, just couldn't get past the sticking point. That's better, and he brings it up well. Lovely indeed. There should be no problems there. And three white lights. And now back to the 59 kilo class. And Antoine Garcia from France, 205 kilos on the bar. This will be a personal best by 2.5 kilos. And that looked good. Three white lights. And now Darius Bijola. He wasn't even slightly tempted by the prospect of a World Masters 1 record. It's all about building kilos. And this is 205 kilos to move from third to second place and to equal his personal best. Amazing when he's been lifting for over 20 years competitively, he's still right at the top of his game. And he gets it. Looks good. Three white lights. And next up we have Mukhomedianov from Russia. Last out. And this will move him from third to first place. And this is a World Masters 1 squat record attempt. As we said, it was 210 kilos. Rizola wasn't tempted. Mukhomedianov is looking for the record. Oh no, he just stuck and it is a no lift. So he has to make do with third place in the squat. He almost got it. He shook his head, the platform crew jumped in, and now we have Alexei Titov from Ukraine,
Are you ready?
227.5 kilos on the bar. Just outside the medals in the 66 kilo class. And I can tell you that the Russian Mukhomedian, well, let's see this first. And that's a no lift. And I can tell you that the Russian Mukhomedianov will be getting another lift at the end of the round. The jury has decided that the platform crew jumped in to help slightly too early, and he will get another attempt at the world record at the end of the round before we move in to the second flight. And this is Eddie Berglund, 245 kilos, 2.5 kilos more than he has ever lifted before. And this is to go into silver medal position in a very, very competitive 66 kilo class. Oh, that's a great lift from Berglund. And three white lights. He turned two white lights into three, waves to the crowd, and we know how great a bench presser he is.
250 kilo for William
And
Ahmed
Marachev,
Garcia Barades.
the young Russian, is up next. Only 20 years old. His squat PB is 235
Deadlift
on the
New
bar,
Korean Junior
250
Record.
kilos, and this is for a European junior record.
250 kilo for new junior record.
Oh, what a battle! What a battle by young Marachev, and he gets it 2-1, and he is the new European junior record holder. And it pushes him into the lead past this man Taranides. But the Frenchman has this lift to take squat gold. And then remember, Nicomediano will come back for another attempt at the World Masters 1 record. Now, can he bring this back up? The second one was a real fight. But no, that is too much. And Marachev, the 20-year-old, takes gold. And now we move back to Evgeny Mukhomedyanov from Russia.
The bar is ready for Russia. Blue.
And the same European junior record is not, it's a Masters 1 record. He's 40 years old.
It's an attempt of a new Master 1
And this is
record.
212.5 kilos. The European and world record is 210. He's in his first year of Masters 1. Can he end that year as the World Masters 1 squat record holder? Oh yes, that looks good. And three white lights
New
for
Master 1 record.
Mukhomedyanov. What an end
Bar will start with the
to the
60
first
kilo.
flight.
Will start with the
And if
60
we have a
kilo
quick
record.
look at the scoreboard before we move into the second flight,
Contest event
we can see that
ended.
Mukhomedyanov
The bar is
wins
ready.
gold in the 59s with a new World Masters 1 record
Wait.
from Garcia and Vizola. And in the 66s, Marachev takes gold with a new World Junior record. Taranidis second on the same weight but 100 grams heavier, and Berglund with a personal best is in third place. And this is Kirante Perez from Spain in the second flight, and that looks good. And three white lights.
Contest.
And
Next
remember, the
flight
second
will
flight
be
is a combination of the 74 and 83 kilo class B groups, and both A groups will lift this afternoon. Well, that was Karante Perez we have just seen. The next lifter up will be Laurie Florian from Belgium, and he will take 197.5 kilos.
the bar is
And we
ready
will
for
now jump
forward
between the
rotation.
74 and 83 kilo classes. Florian in the 83s. Carante Perez was in the 74s. And that looks strong.
Easy. And good lift.
And three white lights for Florian. Now Remco Sanders from the Netherlands. And Sanders' PB is 215 on the bar, 210.
Bar is ready. Sanders.
And you will see throughout this flight position changes at the top of the graphic. Those can mostly be ignored. Nice depth, brings it up well. Those can mostly be ignored because remember we are looking at the B groups and both the 74s and the 83s. The higher ranked lifters by nominated totals lift this afternoon. Now this is Jose
The
Manuel
bar is ready for
Villarrubia
Manuel Palau.
Tordesillas. Did I get that right? And he's opening on 215 kilos, only 2.5 kilos below his personal best with his opening attempt. Oh, that's a great score, considering so close to his PB.
Good
He
lift.
gets a blue.
Good to
Well, the
go.
blue must be for soft knees because there was certainly no downward movement. Watch the knees again at lockout. And
Bar
were
is ready.
they slightly unlocked? One referee thought so, two didn't. And this is Elias de Buck, Belgium, 220 kilos. And I remember commentating on him with Rob Esselins in Lithuania 2 years ago, and we came up with the most terrible pun that I think I've ever used in my commentary career. And that looks good.
Good to
He
go.
gets
Good
a
lift.
red from the center referee,
Is
but two whites.
shape your pace.
I think the one thing to be said about center referees giving reds more than they used to, the position now is slightly different because of the TV cameras, and they have to sit slightly to one side in order to get this head-on view to broadcast around Europe and indeed around the world. But that gives them a slightly more sideways perspective than they historically had. And that was Cortez Heredia getting two white lights
Good to
and a
go.
red,
Good
and
lift.
our apologies to him for slightly talking over his opening
Alexander
attempt,
from Finland. The bar is ready.
but it
Petri
was a good lift.
Hakkinen,
Now,
Finland.
Petri Heikkinen from Finland,
Andreas ready.
220 kilos on the bar. Oh, great opening squat.
Good lift.
Three white lights for Heikkinen, who was in the 83 kilo class. We stay in the 83s for Urban Moore
75 kilo.
from Slovenia. Had a busy day yesterday. He was refereeing and coaching, and now he is lifting.
Next lifter, Sohail Peterson.
We first met him in Tisted in Denmark in 2017, and he actually joined us on commentary for one session. And that's a great opening squad. Three white lights.
Three white light.
Robin Pettersson from Sweden,
Lifter, Robin
240 kilos on the
Pettersson.
bar for the next two lifters from Sweden and Finland. Pettersson out first. And that's a good lift for Pettersson. And the same weight on the bar for Timo Halford from Finland, 240 kilos.
Bar is ready for continue.
Pettersson was in the 74s,
Bar is ready.
Halford is in the 83s. The last three
Lifter,
lifters out in the first round will all be in the 83 kilo class. These lifters will all be disappointed they're not in the A flight, but remember you can win medals from the B flight, and yesterday in women's competition we saw medals in squat, bench and deadlift being won from the B flight. No, no, I'm not sure if that was a strength issue or a balance issue or just a first round issue, but that is a no lift for Halford, and he has two more chances to put that right. Stefano Montano from Italy is out next on 250 kilos.
Next lifter will learn Romania.
Compatto da subito. Passo lì. Comandi fermo. E fermo.
And three white lights for the Italian.
Next lifter will learn Romania.
And one more in the first round, and it's Tedor Dima from Romania.
Bar is ready.
Another lifter not long out of the juniors,
Power.
25 years old, bearing in mind we didn't have this championship last year. And Dima opens in 252.5. And just a reminder, they are competing for the same medals as they will be in the afternoon. Yesterday, a Danish lifter won squat gold, a Norwegian lifter won bench press bronze, and a Russian lifter won deadlift silver from the B group. It is possible. Oh, and that's a great squat from Dima.
Three
That was 10 kilos below his personal best,
Okay,
and we might see an improvement of that before the competition is over.
Israel Luis Javier Perez from Spain.
And you see the scoreboard
Paris
at the end of
ready
the
for
first
weight
round.
volume
But bear in mind,
110.
these are the B
Israel ready
flights,
for weight
and they are not likely to feature in the overall positions at the end of this afternoon. But Peterson leads the 74s. Dima, with that excellent 252.5, leads the 83s, and we have Jesus Javier Carante Perez coming out for his second attempt. And he works it up well, and that looks good. Three white lights takes him to within 5 kilos of his personal best.
Leader Lori Florian, Belgium.
Laurie Florian from Belgium, 205 kilos on the
Israel
bar for
trial,
him
1 minute.
in the 83 kilo class. And that looks good. And
Limit.
three white lights for Florian. Now Remco Sanders from Netherlands,
Header,
220 kilos on the bar,
new personal best.
5 kilos over his personal best.
Paris ready trial, success Remco.
And that looks good. And three white lights and a new personal best for
Okay,
Sanders.
3 white light.
Now, Via Rubia Tordesillas is up next,
The bar is ready for the next lifter. Tomorrow,
220 kilos on the bar.
Sandes Remco, 1 minute.
And this will be a 2.5 kilo personal best for Via Rubia Tordesillas. He makes this. Oh, and that's good. He'll be happy with that. He'll get three white lights. He'll smile and he'll celebrate with the coach. Now, Elias de Buck, Belgium, 227.5 kilos.
Bar is ready, 1 minute.
Was that a little disco dance before the squat? Friday morning fever. And that looks good. And if it is, the buck will equal his first. No, he got called on depth by two of the three referees. Let's watch it again.
Next lifter,
My initial reaction was he was just in, but two of the referees disagreed. They are the most important people. They have the best view. Now, Jaime Cortez Heredia from Spain in the 83s, 227.5. This will be a huge personal best. His opener was a PB, and he fights it back up. And I was rather worried that the forward lean takes the hips back up and creates an illusion of depth that is not matched by reality. Because watch, it was very close though. But no lift, 2-1. And now Heikkinen from Finland in the 83s, 230 kilos on the bar, 10 kilos short of his personal best. And again, that looked a good squat. And three white lights for Heikkinen. Now this is Team Halfors again. He is the only lifter so far in the first round, at least, to have got a no lift. So he's the only one not yet in the competition. And here he comes with the task of putting right what went wrong last time. He gets this lift, and everyone is on the board. Everyone wills him well. Just needs to be tight on the way down. Hip depth, and start back up fast. Bring momentum into it. No, no. And I just think that maybe too heavy. He gets a consoling pat on the back from a sympathetic member of the platform crew. And he looks to be in trouble. And now we have Robin Pettersson from Sweden in the 74s, last lifter out in the second round, 250 kilos on the bar for a 10 kilo personal best. He equaled his personal best in the first round. This is to go 10 kilos heavier than he has ever been before. And he brings that up really well. And he gets three white lights. Now Urban Noor from Slovenia is also taking 250 kilos for a second attempt. His PB is 257.5. A really smooth, good opening attempt by Moore. Oh, that's good. Didn't ask any questions of the referee. And three white lights. And once again, he was coaching the coach yesterday, and she is coaching him today. And This is Montano from Italy,
Fatti in uscita e pochi passi, per stabilizzare.
260 kilos on the bar for a 5 kilo personal best.
Leggero già staccare, dai. E stabilizza lì, fermo immobile. Su testa! Su testa!
No, maybe next time. And final lifter out in the second round is Theodor Dima, Romania, 265 kilos on the bar.
265 kilo.
Buonone!
The bag is ready for you.
He's taking
1
a
minute.
12.5 kilo jump. And this will be for a new personal best. There's one round to go, and that's the reason for the jump. He stalks the bar. Each lifter has their own routine. Pre-lift routine is so important in the sports psychology side of things. Oh, he smiles before he reaches the top. And 3 white lights. And if you're a lifter watching this and you don't have a pre-lift routine, get yourself one, and you will see the improvements over the course of time.
Luis, Jesus, Javier, for your
Buonone!
services. The bag is ready for you.
Great lifting from the Romanian. And at the end of the round, bearing in mind we have B groups, Peterson leads the 74s, Dima leads the 83s, and Halfors from Finland has yet to register a lift. We move into the third round. Karante Pared, 202.5, and he battles it up well. That's just 2.5 kilos less than his best ever lift, and he gets it 2-1.
Let's lift Nordic Florian, Belgium.
And next up we have Florian from Belgium, Laurie Florian,
Buonone!
210
Bag
kilos
is
on
ready,
the
1
bar.
minute for you. Florian Lori, Belgium.
He's well below his personal best today, but I suspect that may have been set at a higher body weight. Lovely depth, and he fights it all the way up, and that should be good. And
White
3 white
light.
lights. The weight goes up to 225 kilos for Renfro Sanders from the Netherlands in the 74 kilo class.
Buonone!
The bag is ready for you.
He fights it all the way. That's a great battle from Sanders. 3 white lights and another personal best to Dutch cheer. He fought that all the way, wasn't going to give it up.
Buonone!
Now Jaime Cortez Heredia from Spain, 227.5 kilos, lifting in the 83 kilo class. His fellow Spaniard will follow in the 74s. Another PB attempt. He missed it last time. Well, that's deeper. That should be good. And yes, only 2-1. We got a red light from the side referee in the far side. Again, I don't think that forward lean helps, but it was definitely better than the previous one. And now Villarrubia Tordesillas comes out for his third and final attempt, 230 kilos for another personal best. Got a 7.5 PB with a second round attempt. This is for another 5 kilos on top of that. And did the spotters come in too early again? I wonder, might he get another lift at the end of the round? They're only trying to do their best to save the lifter, but I don't think the bar had come down, and I think he may get another lift at the end of the round. Now, Elias de Buck from Belgium, 230 kilos. He just missed 227.5 last time, which would have equaled his personal best. He's come here for a new PB. He's put the bar up to 230. He will try and go fractionally deeper and bring it back up again. And if he does, the reward will be a new personal best. Well, he brings it up, and we will have to wait for the referees. It was on the border, and it was the right side of the border. 3 white lights for De Buck, and he leaves with a new squat PB. Now, a big moment now for Teemu Halfors from Finland in the 83s. Not only has he not got the last two, he hasn't come close. Everyone in the venue is behind him. You can see the sporting team clapping him, and he has to make this lift. Here we go. It's coming up, it's coming up. Oh, somehow he's brought that up. What did the referees say? It's good! 2-1. And the platform crew were so invested in that, they were looking at the lights as well. What a battle from Halfors. And he looked absolutely gone. But somehow he managed to make it at the third attempt. And now the other Finnish lifter, Heikkinen, also 240 kilos. This will equal his personal best. Oh, that's a great lift again. 3 white lights for Heikkinen. Now Robin Pettersson from Sweden. 4 more lifts to go. And then we will take a 10-minute break. And then we'll come back again and do it all again in bench press. First of all with the 59 and 66 kilo club. And the Swede gets clapped onto the platform. Adjusts his belt. and attempts a huge personal best. He got a 10 kilo personal best with his second round lift. This is to put yet 5 more kilos onto that.
Släpp ner ordentligt. Och tryck! Ja, 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 ja,
Oh, that's a great lift. What a battle. Lovely and deep. Fought every inch of the way back up. And a well deserved 3 white lights for Peterson.
One more.
Now, Urban Mur from Slovenia, 257 on the bar. This will equal his personal best. Oh, that's very strong from Mar. Lovely and deep, should be good. And is 3 white lights. He thanks the platform crew. 2 lifts to go now. Stefano Montano from Italy
One more.
missed this last time, made good depth, but went down very, very fast. And I'm not sure if that was part of the problem. Just couldn't bring it back up again. And once again gets applauded onto the platform by this fantastic crew.
Ah! Dai che siamo qui, eh? Forza che siamo qua! Compatto! Ragione, Buca, fermo lì! Fermo lì! Tutta, 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 tutta!
Better was more controlled on the way down. He brought it back up. And it's 3 white lights for the Italian. And he is overjoyed. New personal best for him as well. Great lift. And there was one more. There is one more. And it's Tedor Dima from Romania,
Hold on then.
270 kilos. After this, a very short break. We'll have 10 minutes, which will pass in what will seem to be 2 or 3. This is 270. This is a personal best.
Fatto! Facciamo!
Got a new PB in the second round with 265. This is for 5 kilos more, and this is to set a target for the A group in the afternoon. Oh, he's fighting, and it was so close. Just couldn't bring it through the sticking point. He smiles, and that is the end of a sports session that has lasted for 1 hour and 11 minutes. But what great lifting we've had. And just to summarize the positions, a reminder, we're not talking about gold medals at the moment. We're just talking positions for the A group still to lift. Peterson leads the 74s from De Buck, who got a new personal best, and Villarrubia Tordesillas from Spain. And in the 83s, Dima from Romania leads. Montano, with that great comeback, 260, is in second place. Moore is in third, and we are delighted to say that Halfors is on the board. We'll take a short break. Join us again in about 8 minutes' time for the bench press. and welcome back to the morning session coming to you from Vasteras in Sweden on day 8 of the European Classic Powerlifting Championships. We're about to start the bench press. A reminder for those that are just joining us that we have back to back flights. Flight 1 is the men's open 59 and 66 kilo class. Flight 2 is men's 74 and 83 kilo classes B groups. The A groups will lift this afternoon in what promises to be fantastically exciting session in back-to-back flights. And the B groups, of course, that are lifting today, they are still eligible to compete for medals and indeed the titles in both classes.
Ground is ready for
And
3
we are ready to go.
minutes.
And first up
Go.
is Julian Gutierrez from France.
Stefan Garcia.
And he's opening on 105 kilos, 7.5 kilos below his personal best. The European and world record open in this class, 171 kilos. And that is a good opener from Gutierrez, and the bench press session
Antoine
is
Garcia.
underway. Antoine Garcia from France, also in the under
Ground is
59
ready.
kilo class,
1 minute.
is up next, and he's attempting 112.5 kilos, which will be 5 kilos below his personal best.
Presenterade ordet gäller.
And that looks good.
After 1 minute.
He gets a yellow from the far side referee.
Presenter referee.
I'm not sure what that was for,
Ground is
but
ready. 1
nonetheless,
minute.
it's a good
1
lift.
minute.
Now, Yevgeny
100.
Mukhomedyanov from Russia,
Presenter
40 years of age,
Super.
Masters won for the first time in 2021. He's opening on 120 kilos. His PB is quite a bit more than this, 135. This is about getting one on the board. As you can see, just takes his grip. And nice, smooth, easy opener. 3 white lights. Now, Simon from Iceland will be up next. 122.5 kilos, opening on a personal best, and he's the first lifter out in the 66 kilo class, where the world record is 213.5 kilos. And I think we all know who owns that record. He is lifting today. It was set when he was still a junior. And 3 white lights.
3 white light.
Looks anxiously at the bar, but no need.
Alexander
And
Petrov.
Alexander Petrov from Bulgaria is next out,
Honored.
132.5 kilos, opening very conservatively as you can see. His PB is 150. Do excuse me. And that looks good.
Nothing.
And three white lights.
Hold on in the
And last out in the first round in the
Yes,
59s is Darius Bizola,
Honored.
90.
135 on the bar, PB
Nice.
152.5.
Nice technique, Kyle.
As you can see, using blocks, all lifters are permitted to do so if they wish to. And you can see him fight that up. And he gets a yellow.
Nummer 20.
Let's have a look and see. Or let's not bother, he got two white lights.
George
And next
Moise.
up we have George Moise from Romania, 135 kilos on the bar for him in the 66 kilo class. And that looks good. And he
Nummer
gets a yellow
20.
from the center referee. And next up we have Joseph Diva from Great Britain.
Peter
His
Flaschenbeck.
PB is
Romania.
140 kilos. He's opening at 137.5. He's in the 66 kilo club. He'll take the bar, then sink his hips, flatten his feet, and wait for the start command. I'm not sure what happened there. He just couldn't move it off the chest
25.
at all. He looks slightly confused. Let's watch it again. He hit the racks. That's what it was. The racks were at the wrong height, and I think he will get another lift at the end of the round. It was really confusing watching it from the angle we were because we couldn't see that, but the replay made it perfectly clear. Now, Ilya Marachev, the 20-year-old Russian, opening on 142.5 kilos, 5 kilos below his best. And I remember seeing Marachev 2 years ago and thinking he was a real character. And I love the way he comes out and interacts with the platform crew, shows real personality on the platform.
This.
And he's been told his grip is too wide, and you can see the clock ticking down. and he has to be quick. He gets the start command with 1 second to go, but no, he couldn't do his setup properly. Uh, and the coach seems to be protesting. But you remember what I was saying earlier about having a pre-lift routine, and he had to start all over again. Just didn't have the chance to get into that. It's a mental bubble as well as anything physical, and he just wasn't ready to go by the time the clock ticked down. But this is Alexei Titov from Ukraine, also 142.5 kilos on the bar.
Пускай команду. Пускай команду. Давай, 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 стой!
And that looks good.
Motivating the brain.
And I can
Resistance
confirm that Diva will
fast.
get another lift at the end of the round
165
because the safety racks were too high
Come on, Pada.
and he hit them as he was trying to get a touch on his chest. This is Taranidis.
Good. Good.
The silver medalist in squat. Well, sorry, not the silver medalist in. Yes, the silver medalist in squat on body weight behind Marachev.
Allez, top placement. Allez, le point. Allez!
And that's a good battle. You can see the effort involved
Next white line.
from the overhead camera. Sometimes looking from behind it looks relatively easy, but the overhead gives you more an idea of the battle the lifter is having with the bar. Now Eddie Berglund 187.5, and Eddie will come out, win bench press gold with his first lift, and then decide whether he's going to go for a world record or
Last
whether
time.
it's more important to get kilos on the total. I suspect he'll get more kilos with the second, but let's see the first. So easy.
So easy.
Three white lights.
Motivating.
And I would expect him to go to something like maybe 200, 205 with the second, then attempt the world record with his third.
Great. Great
Now,
return.
Joseph Diva,
Joseph.
Great Britain, will end the second round. He gets another attempt
Paris Joseph for you.
because
First attempt
the
for Paris
bar
Joseph.
hit the safety racks on the way down
First
because
attempt for
they were
second,
too high.
second attempt. Is Julien Clemens.
The safety racks are lower than the chest but higher than the face to avoid injury if the bar goes backwards and the lifter loses control. And that's a good lift by Diva. He is on the board,
Thank you,
and
Clemens.
that is the end of the first round. And the only red light is against Marachev, who had to re-rack the bar, and I'm sure he will come back and get his attempt next time round. So Vizola leads in the 59s from Petrov and Mukhomedianov, and in the 66s, Berglund, already the gold medal round his neck, with Taranidis in silver medal position and Titov in bronze. 2 rounds to go. Gutierrez starts the second round in the 59s with 107.5, and that was not to be.
Merci Garcia, on pass.
And Next, we have Antoine Garcia from France,
Excellent.
All order.
The bar is ready for you, Garcia Antoine, white
two
belt.
French lifters in the 59s.
Next
And
lifter,
this is Garcia taking 117.5 kilos to equal his personal best. And that looks good. No, we get yellows from all three referees. I would suggest he possibly beat a command.
pour compléter la montre.
All order.
July.
I
Bar
think
is
perhaps he
ready for
racked
you,
too
1 minute.
soon. Now, Mucamediano, 125 kilos on the bar, still 10 kilos below his personal best. In his first year as a Masters 1. That looks good.
Reprise.
Three white lights.
The white light.
And the weight goes up to 130 kilos for
All order.
Semarson.
The bar is ready for Ingmar
Equaled
Garcia,
his
Alexa.
personal best with
Bar is
his
ready.
opener. No, I beg your pardon, he set a new personal best with his opener by 2.5 kilos with 122.5. And this is to add another 7.5 kilos to that. 130 on the bar. He is in the 66 kilo club.
Go, go, go.
And he battled that up well. Thought for a moment he was going to lose it backwards, but it is good. 2-1. Fist pumps with Coach Alden Johnson.
All order.
The bar is ready for you, 1 minute. Alexander.
And next up we have Alexander Petrov, still in the 59s. And he's taking 140 kilos. And that's a good battle. And three white lights.
Reprise. The white light.
And next we have Dariusz Rizola again from
All
Poland,
order.
Watch out.
140
The bar is
kilos.
ready for you.
Last lifter out
Come on, Darius.
in the second round in the 59 kilo class. And I can tell you there is a cross against Gutierrez's name for the third round. So he will take no further part in the bench press. He takes the bar, grits his teeth, gets the start command, and drives it up. Great lift from Bujola.
Reprise. The
Three
white light.
white lights.
All order.
And we move into the 66s
Rise
for the
ready for
remaining
Ilya
lifters in this
Makarov,
round.
Russia.
And the next up is Marichev, who had that unfortunate situation with having to re-rack and effectively running out of time. You can see him pulling the t-shirt down his neck to get better traction on the bench. What flexibility.
Хорошо вынеси. 5 держите команду. Вроде.
Well, he pressed it easily this time and three wide lights. And it shows what difference proper preparation can make to a lift now. George Moise from Romania, 142.5 kilos on the bar. This for a new personal best. He's taking a jump of 7.5 kilos, which will move him from 6th place into bronze medal position, with of course lifters to follow. And that's a great lift from Moise and should be a new personal best. Yes, it is. 3 white lights. Now Alexei Titov from Ukraine comes out for his second attempt, 145 kilos. Coaches watch on. Now, well, it was a no lift anyway. I'm just wondering, did he did he beat the command, and perhaps that's why he stopped trying, because he knew he had and he wanted it. No, it looked okay. It was just too heavy. Now Joseph Diva had that unfortunate situation in the first round where he hit the safety racks. Got it at the second time of asking. He's put another 7.5 kilos on the bar, and this will be a 5 kilo personal best if he makes it, and it will move him into bronze medal position in the bench press. And that is a good lift, 2-1. And you can see from the replay, well, he's holding on to bronze medal position because the next two out are both already ahead of him. Taranides and of course Eddie Berglund, who will, I don't think, be tempted by world records today. Based on his second attempt, he's just looking to build points. He wants to be the European champion at a home event in Sweden. Oh, that's a great battle from Taranides. And his reward is 3 white lights. And now Eddie Berglund, as you can see, his PB is 213.5. That is the World Open and World Junior record. He set the Open record when still a junior, 26 years old now. He's taking 195 kilos for the second attempt, and this will be the final lift in the second round. Oh, so easy. So easy. And where does he go in the third? He looks almost shocked that that went up so easily. and we are into the third round. Remember, we will not be seeing Gutierrez again. Vizola leads the 59s from Petrov, and Berglund leads the 66s from Taranides, with Diva currently in third place, 2.5 kilos ahead of Moise. And we move into the third round with Antoine Garcia. He missed 117.5 kilos, but he's taken it up to 120. He wants a personal best, and he wants more kilos for his total. And it is not to be for Garcia, and he aims for the best of 112.5 kilos. Now, Mukhomedyanov from Russia.
The time is running for you. 1 minute. Come on, Russia. Next is Ilva Simonosen.
Ноги в лопатки упереться хорошо. Командуем. Ближний команду. Вроде. Дави, 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 дави.
And that is a no lift for the Russian, just too heavy with his third round attempt.
Ilva
And now
Simonosen.
Hilmar Simonarsen,
Ready.
132.5 kilos. Well, he's had PBs with his previous two lifts, and can he make it three PBs from three lifts? If successful, this will take it up to 132.5 kilos. And he's battling, but no. And that is yet another no lift in this third round,
Next is Alexander
as people
Bujolo.
push themselves to their absolute limit.
The time is running for you. 1 minute.
Alexander Petrov from Bulgaria. (142.5 kilos on the bar. Still 7.5 below his personal best, but they feel this is what he's capable of today. And it's all about putting kilos on the board rather than chasing dreams that are not realistic on the day. And he battles, but no, it is too much. And he finishes with a best of 140 kilos, which means that this man, Darius Bijola, takes gold in bench press, and he has a chance to push his number up by another 2.5 kilos as he tackles 145 kilos.
Давай, давай, давай до конца, так, давай.
And that is a no lift yellows from all three referees.
Ukraine, Tito Koleski. The bar is running for you. 1 minute. Koleski Tito, Ukraine.
I can't see what that was for, but obviously it was something because all three referees picked it up. Now Alexei Tito,
You are Piotr Tito.
145 kilos, missed it last time, and it was only 2.5 kilos more than his opener, which is always a risky strategy, opening so heavy. But now for the extra 2.5 kilos, no, wow. Well, he took some risk opening where he did, but it paid off. He's on the board. He's got 142.5. He's done the best he could on the day. Now, Ilya Marachev,
1 minute.
the charismatic young Russian, missed 142.5 first time because of having to re-rack. Got it second time. He's added another 5 kilos, and this would put him into bronze medal position with lifters to follow. All the other lifters battling for the bronze because the top two are well clear. Nope, nope. Again, he opened quite close to his limit, but he gets away with it, and he carries forward 142.5, 47.5, sorry, the same as Moise from Romania. Now, I've been told I've been pronouncing his name incorrectly. My sincere apologies to him. Apparently, it's a hard G, not a soft G, so it's Georgi is closer to the correct pronunciation, so that's what I will go with. And it's Georgi Moise 147.5 to move into bronze medal position in the bench press. And it's good. But just wait for the referees. Yes, three white lights. And Moise, and he almost collapses for the effort of that lift. And the coach rushes onto the platform. Let's watch it again. Fantastic lift.
The bar is ready for the next recruiter, Ivan Joseph.
And three white lights. Now, Joseph Diva. This also for bronze medal
Bench.
in the bench press to take it away from Moise. And this will be a huge personal best for Diva. He came in with a PB of 140 kilos, but if he wants bronze, he has to lift 150 kilos. Oh, it was a great try, but no. And he has to settle for fourth place in the bench press, and there are two lifts to go. Taranidis comfortably in silver medal position, just looking to build kilos, and this will give him another 2.5 kilos, and he will battle with principally Berglund for gold, and every kilo gained is more of an advantage when it comes to deadlift. He knows the bench is gone. He just needs to stay in touch. He has the better deadlift. And no, that's just too much. His limit today was 170, and now Eddie Berglund will take 202.5 kilos. He's not going near the world record today. And he's done the previous two bench presses with consummate ease. Can he make this one look just as easy?
250 kg.
Yes, he can. And two cheers. He waves to the crowd. Three white lights for Berglund, and I just wonder what the strategy is, why he perhaps didn't try a little bit more, because that seemed really still within his comfort zone. But they know what they're doing in the Swedish coaching team, rather than more than I do in the commentary booth. And I can tell you that from the commentary booth that Vizola takes gold in the 59s, Petrov takes silver, the same weight lifted but at a marginally heavier body weight, only 50 grams. The bronze medal goes to Madinov, and in the 66 kilo classes, it was Berglund taking the gold, and we're straight into the 74s. Didn't even have time to finish the summary properly. And that was Heikkinen. And that was a good lift at 130 in the 83 kilo class. A reminder that this flight is the B groups from the 74 and 83 kilo classes combined, and the A groups will lift as back to back flights in the afternoon session. And that promises to be fantastic. That looks good.
Release the white light for silver.
Good lift for Dima.
From Spain,
And
Jose Manuel
we
Villarrubia from
next have
Santander.
Villarrubia
All loaded?
Representing
Torresillas
for you 1
from
minute.
Spain,
From Spain, Jose
137.5
Manuel.
kilos on the bar for his opening bench press, just below his personal best. And that looks good. Three white
Representing
lights,
white light.
and Laurie Florian from Belgium
Referee Florian
will
Belgium.
be up next in the 83s.
All loaded?
The bar is loaded for you. 1 minute, Laurie Florian Belgium. Ex-Inter Remco Sanders, Netherlands.
He's opening at 142.5 kilos. And that looks good. Three white lights. He was well off his PB in squat, much closer to it in bench press. That was only 10
Ex-Inter
kilos
Milan,
away.
Remco Sanders.
Now, Remco Sanders from the Netherlands will be next up.
The bar is loaded for you. Come on,
145
Remco.
kilos, as you can see. His PB is 150.
Ex-Inter over you.
He PB'd in squat earlier. He'll be hoping to do the same in bench press. But this is to get one on the board. And that looks good. And
Release the
three
white
white
light.
lights.
Ex-Inter
guess the question is, does he go to 150 next and try for a PB with his third, or does he go straight to 152.5?
Yes, stay holder.
Now, Robin Peterson from Sweden, 150 on the bar for him, 10 kilos below his personal best. That looks good. You can see both referees in the pictures there looking
All
closely
order.
into it.
1 minute, come on,
Now,
1 minute,
Jesus Javier Quirante Perez from
Primera va,
Spain,
a la primera.
150 kilos, 15 kilos below his PB.
Clara, Javi, controla. Va, va. Quieto. Perfecto. Sitio.
You can see the effort, the arms shake, but it is nonetheless pressed comfortably. And 3 white lights for Quirante Perez.
1 minute, 3 white flag. Next
Now,
lifter,
Urban
1
Moore
order.
from Slovenia, 162.5 kilos on the bar in the 83 kilo class.
Very easy when I say.
PB is 175. He will move towards that gradually over the course of the 3 lifts. It's a case of getting one on the board first. Yeah, that's a great opener. Well, he gets a white.
Next lifter, Elias de Portugal. Action.
All order.
Lights ready, fire.
Now, Elias de Buc from Belgium. PB is 167.5. On the bar, 165. He PB'd in squat. He'll be hoping to do the same in bench press. Takes the bar off himself. Sinks the hips. And that is good. It was a bit of work for an opener, let's be honest, but it was good.
Next lifter, Italy.
And I think we may see him just go 2.5 kilos more next time.
1 minute. Come on, Italy, next lifter.
Stefano
Yes,
Montano
Indian service.
from Italy, 165 for him as well. As you can see from the profile, his PB is 177.5. And what a great third round squat he had to come back from missing 260 to really nailing it at the second attempt.
Fermo immobile, aspetti i comandi. Fermo. E fermo.
And as you would expect, that much below his personal best.
3
A
white
nice
flag,
safe
next
opener,
lifter.
3 white lights.
Chef
All
Cortez
order.
Heredia, Spain,
And next we have Cortez Heredia from Spain, 167.5 kilos.
Venga, muy sólida la pausa, Jaime. Venga, esperamos las órdenes. Quieto abajo, sólido.
That looks good. Three white lights. And he opens within 2.5 kilos of his personal best and makes it look easy. Now, Timo Halfors from Finland is the last out. Oh, he only made the squat by the skin of his teeth. Two fails and 2-1 on his third attempt when he finally managed to bring it up for the first time. But he is the last man out in bench press, and this is 182.5, 7.5 kilos below his personal best. Oh, he had to work, but that's good. Well, he's not making things easy for himself with his opener, but that's three white lights, and he is in the lead at the end of the first round. And the great news I can report is there is a green light against every lifter's name. Everyone moves forward. No one is under pressure with their second or third lifts. And Debuk leads the 74s and Halfors leads the 83s. But remember, the top ranked lifters in these two weight classes lift this afternoon. And we move into the second round, and it's Petri Heikkinen, and he's taking 140 kilos for his second attempt. And that looks good.
Ready?
Three white lights. And next up, we've got Jose Manuel Villarrubia Tordesillas from Spain, 142.5 kilos. Maybe I should call him JMVT.
Jose Manuel, Spain.
And with the screams of the crowd, he drives it up and gets three white lights and a new personal best by 2.5 kilos. Now, Teodor Dima, Romania, 142.5 kilos. And that looks good. And three white lights. Now, Laurie Florian from Belgium is up next in the 83s on 150 kilos. 5 kilos short of his personal best. He's working it, but no, it's come down, it's a no lift.
Ready, go, 6, 3, 2.
And that, believe it or not, is the first no lift of the whole flight, and it was the fourth attempt in the second round. And next we have Remco Sanders from the Netherlands, 152.5 kilos for him. I wondered would he jump straight to it, and the answer is yes, to get a PB with a round remaining. And that was a good battle. That should be good. And he's now got a new PB in bench to go with his new PB in squat. Sanders is having a great day and still bench press to go. I would suggest maybe only 2.5 kilos more, and I think he might manage that. Now, Robin Pettersson, Sweden, in the 74s, 155 kilos to take him within 5 kilos of his personal best. Let's see how well this moves. And the answer is that it goes up, but it's near his limit. And maybe we'll just see 2.5 kilos more for the third attempt. Now, Jesus Javier Carante Perez, also in the 74th, coming out to take 155, still 10 kilos below his personal best. He battles, but he has to concede that is a no lift. And Elias de Buck is next up, 170 kilos on the bar. And this will be a new personal best for the Buck. He had to really work for his 165. Is there another 5 kilos there? If so, the reward is a personal best. Oh, what a great fight. And that should be good. And that's 3 white lights for the Buck. And he PBs in bench press as well as squat. He's having a great day.
1 minute.
And the remaining lifters are all in the 83 kilo class. First out is Urban Moore, and he's taken a 7.5 kilo jump to 170 kilos, which would be only 5 kilos short of his personal best. Great lift, great technique. 3 white lights.
3 white lights. Peter Cesaro Montano, Italy. The man is ready. Italy. Stefano Montano, 1 minute.
And next we have Montana from Italy, 172.5 kilos on the bar for the next 2 lifters. Montano out first by lot.
Compatti, aspetti i comandi, fermo immobile lì.
And he's battling it all the way, and that looks good.
Sì.
Three white lights for Montano.
Ball on it. The bar is loaded for the next lifter.
And
Number 79.
finally, sorry,
Faith
two to go
Abdulaziz.
in the second round. And next up, it's Jaime Cortez Heredia for Spain, 172.5 kilos on the bar. This will be a new personal best by 2.5 kilos. No, just too much. And one lifter to go, and it's Halford, and he's opened in 182.5.
Next lifter from
He
Finland.
seemed to struggle with it a little bit. He's put another 5 kilos
Number
on.
4 Finland.
It's
Ball on
still
it.
two and a half kilos
Barzani.
below his personal best. Can he find the extra 5 kilos? And he will be thinking maybe there's a chance of a bench press medal if I can get this, go a little bit further. It sets a target for everyone to follow this afternoon. Although in truth, it's probably not a high enough number. Such are the standards in European powerlifting. No, I just suspected there wasn't another 5 kilos there, and that is a no lift from Halford. And at the end of the second round, we can see that Halford
Ball on
leads
it.
in the 83s from Montano and
Next lifter
Moore,
from the 79.
and in the 74s, Elias de Buck leads with 170 from Peterson and Sanders. And we move into the third round, and it's via Rubia Tordesillas up first, and he is taking 145 kilos. This will be another personal best if he makes it.
Venga, eso es. Perfecto, ¿eh? Venga, quieto arriba, orden, ¿eh? Quieto. Venga, fuerte, bien sólido. Sólido abajo.
It's working, it's going, it's going. Oh, it's just stalled so near the top. Ah, it's so disappointing for the lifter when you get it all that way and can't quite lock it out.
The bar is loaded for
Now,
the next
Petri
lifter.
Heikkinen, Finland,
Petri Aikinen, Finland.
with the long arms of the good deadlifter, taking 145 kilos. And that is just too much. And next up we have Tedor Dima
Next
from
lifter,
Romania,
Wavy.
Ball on it.
150
Ready for the
kilos for
next
him as
lifter.
well, and for Florian from
Romania,
Belgium, who will
Tedor
follow
Dima,
him
Romania.
in the 83 kilo class, as you see.
Just like the last time. Thank you.
And Halford, I think quite wisely, has a cross against his name. He will not take a third round attempt, he will save himself for deadlift.
Heute.
And that is a good lift from Dima. Three white
Ready?
lights.
Three white
And
lights.
he is the first lifter in the third round
Crowd is ready
to
for the
register
Olympia
a good
family
lift.
deadlift. Sister Jesus Javier, directed deadlift.
Next up, we have Laurie Florian from Belgium. Just seemed to lose tension in the second round. The elbows came out a little bit early. If you can just maintain that back tension, because as soon as the elbows come out, the back tension goes.
Stop. Press. Push, push, push. Beruhigt.
It's better. It's better.
Rechts.
But no, just
Already, already, ready to
couldn't
lift.
lock it out. Great attempt. Gave everything he had.
Sister Jesus Javier,
And
directed
now
deadlift.
Jesus Javier Carante Perez from Spain,
Ready to lift.
155 kilos on the bar.
Vamos, eh. Vamos, eh. La primera, Javier.
Missed it last time.
Javi. Vamos, va.
Can he find a little bit more, either in terms of technique or strength,
Sitio.
second time around?
Press.
It's better, it's much better, but he just can't finish it.
Already, already, ready.
And another no lift
Sister Bobby Peterson,
as all
deadlift.
the lifters push to the maximum.
Crowd is ready. Bobby Peterson, deadlift.
Now Robin Peterson from Sweden. Next two lifters in 157.5. Peterson is first. And this will take him to within 2.5 kilos of his personal best. He's two from two. He's only gone up 2.5 kilos from second to third. He must feel that he was quite close to his limit
Stop.
in the second round.
Press.
And he battles. Oh, that's a great lift. And the right lift selection, I think. And oh no, he got yellows. I was being presumptive there. Let's look at it again.
Sister Alexander Spinner.
Honestly, I can't see what the yellows were for. Certainly wasn't Butterfeet, or I don't think it was beating a command, which would be the commonest things. But this is Remco Sanders, Netherlands. He's having a great day. This is for another personal best on bench. I thought he might just go up 2 kilos, but 2.5, but he's
Stop.
gone up 5,
Press.
Hop, hop, blijf.
and he's locked it out. But I was looking at the hips as well,
And
and it's a
ready.
good
Three
lift
white.
from Sanders. Three white
Sister
lights,
Slovenian deadlift champion.
and you can see the hips, but the butt never really came off the bench.
Crowd is ready.
Great lifting from Sanders. And now Urban Moore from Slovenia. Sorry, Elias de Buck from Belgium. He and Moore both taking 172.5 kilos. De Buck got a PB with 170, trying to push that number up by another 2.5 kilos. Taking the bar off himself. That'll be what he's got used to during lockdown training. Oh, and he's working it. It's going, it's going, it's going. And I think he's got it. He thinks he's got it. And it's three white lights. And a great lift from Elias de Buck.
The crowd is ready for the deadlift. Urban Moore, Slovenia.
And now Urban Moore 172.5, just 2.5 kilos short of his personal best. Great bench press technique. And just too heavy. He looked very close to his limit on the 170, which was partly why there was only another 2.5 kilos put in the bar, and it was just too heavy. Nothing he could have done differently. Just too much weight in the bar. Two lifters remaining. Stefano Montano from Italy, 177.5 kilos on the bar. And then we'll have Halford.
Compatto, fermo lì. Fermo lì. Dorso. Tutto dietro, via.
And that is too much. No lift. And finally, Halford. I think I said there was a cross against his name. There was when I looked, but the cross then changed to Cortez Heredia. So Halford is coming out for his third and final attempt, 187.5. His mental and physical preparation is now ready. He gets the start command. No, just too much. And that is the end of the morning bench press session. And if we look at the scoreboard before we go to a break, we can see that in spite of that no lift, Halford leads in the under 83s with Montano in second place, Moore in third, and in the 74s, Elias de Buck from Belgium leads with 172.5. Sanders in second with 157.5. Peterson third with 155. Remember, these are the B groups for the 74s and the 83s. They are just building totals, hoping to contend when the higher ranked lifters come out this afternoon. We'll go to a short break. Join us again in about 9 minutes' time for the deadlifts. And as the clock hits 1 minute in its countdown towards zero, you join us again for the deadlift session here in the morning session on day 8 of the European Classic Powerlifting Championships from Västerås in Sweden. We have two flights for you. The first flight will be the 59 and the 66 kilo class. They will be battling for medals first of all, and after the medals have been decided, the B groups in the 74 and 83 classes will come out attempting to set figures that the A classes cannot beat. It's unlikely, but it's possible. We had medals from B classes yesterday for Denmark, for Norway, and for Russia.
Guys ready from the
And
fitness
can it
center,
happen again today?
ready.
But before that, it's
Body
the
guys.
battle for 59 and 66 kilo medals. First out is Georgi Moise from Romania with a very easy 125 kilos.
Stay clear of Darius.
And the bar goes up to 190 kilos. Moise was in the 66s. We now go to the 59s for Darius Buzola.
The 50s. Everybody's ready for Darius.
Bujola opening on 190. And Moise, I can tell you, has got crosses against his name for the final two rounds. Uh, Obviously, there was some sort of an injury. He got one lift in to make a total and will take no further part in the competition. But this is Bujola, 190 kilos. She looks easy. Three white
Three
lights.
white lights. Stephen Alexander Petrov, Bulgaria.
Now Alexander Petrov, 205 kilos on the
Guys ready
bar.
for you, Alexander Petrov. 1 minute.
And as usual in the first round, I'd rather just let it unfold, call each lift as it comes, and then when we get into the second and third rounds, we can focus more on the battles for places. Good lift for Petrov.
Three white light. Guys ready from the
Now
94.
Mukhomedianov
89, Mokoviganov.
from Russia, also in the 59s, 210 kilos on the bar. Looking at the scoreboard, this is going to be a close competition. In the 59s, it's going to go right to the wire. And Mukhomedianov makes that look easy. Three white lights.
Three white light. Stay clear. Bulgaria.
Now we move to the 66 kilo class. And Simon Arsen from Iceland opens with 210 kilos, just 2.5 kilos below his personal best. And that looks good. He looks anxiously at the scoreboard, but there was no need to be anxious. Three white lines.
Antoine Garcia,
Now
France.
Antoine Garcia from France next in the 59 still and 215 kilos on the bar. Just sit back and enjoy a really great competition in the 59s. And that's another good lift.
Yes, ready, the white line, Silver, also for France. Would you like to get up?
And the last man out is Gutierrez,
That's it
who
for
is the only
France.
one of the five really who is
Deadlift,
not going to contend for a podium place. But as is often the way with these things, he is the heaviest deadlifter, and his best chance of glory may become in the deadlift. And that looks good. And three white lights. And everyone in the 59s has made an opener. Everyone in the 59s will make a total. And we move to the 66s for the remaining five lifts, with a reminder that Moise will take no further lifts in the competition. Eddie Berglund from Sweden is going 230 kilos. Now, at one point, his opener was shown as 215, so it's been upped to 230. And he makes that look easy. And he gets a red light from one of the referees for not locking out. Can't see that personally. But it's a good lift and he moves on. And next up is Joseph Diva from Great Britain. 230 kilos on the bar, 10 kilos below his personal best. Ah, that looks really good.
Yes, ready,
Three
the
wide
white
lights.
line. Silver,
And Titov from
Martin,
Ukraine out
ready.
next on 250 kilos. And that looks good for Titov.
Corre. Ilya Marachev, Russia.
And next out we will have Ilya Marachev, the 20-year-old most charismatic Russian lifter who is
Ilya
opening on
Marachev, Russia.
265 kilos.
Silver, paracaidiste, paraglidiste, France.
And this is a European junior deadlift record with his opener. Now, I think he caught his foot with the plates as it was coming down.
Everyone is ready for
No, I don't think he did.
ready, France.
Maybe he strained his thigh, but he was certainly limping.
Allez, Silver,
Now,
allez.
Panagiotis
Allez,
Karanides from France, last out in the first round, 270 kilos. This will put him to 690 and a 12.5 kilo lead over Berglund. It's a good lift.
Ready to white
3
line.
white lights.
And we start with the second attempt.
Just watch that in replay.
We have a team match.
He had to fight all the way.
We are following player for preliminary in this category, 59
And
kilograms.
we move into the second round.
We start
Thought we might
strong.
see a scoreboard, but no, we don't need that.
To
I'll
attempt
talk you through
to
each lift. This is Bujola
that is
and 200 kilos on the bar. Of course, we are back in the 59 kilo class.
the bar is ready for you,
And
Deadlift.
this will put Bujola from bronze to silver medal position overall. It will take him to 545. Petrov is sitting on 542.5. The Russian Mukhomedyanov leads with 547.5. It's so close. And once he gets it moving, he pulls it to the top.
Yes, we're
And
ready
he
to
has
white
just
line.
given everything there. What a battle to the top. And he just couldn't let go of the bar afterwards. He was exhausted. And next up we have Petrov in the 59s, and he will attempt 215 kilos. That will take him to 552.5 kilos and put him into the lead in total. But it's going to change potentially with almost every lift. And that's good for Petrov.
Yes, ready. Gold medal position for the moment. The bar is ready for Hilmar.
And next out we move to the 66s briefly for Hilmar Simonarsson,
So when you're ready,
and he will take 215 kilos. 5 kilo jump from his opener, a new personal best if he makes it. And that looks good. And he raises his hands in triumph. As we've said, not everyone comes here for medals.
the bar is ready
There are
for the
many
next
reasons
player.
to come.
Mukhomedyanov
And with
enters the
no
bar.
chance of a medal, he still celebrates
6 to 10
what he's
kilograms
managed
plus
to achieve.
total
Now,
for the moment.
Mukhomedyanov, and again, this will put him into the lead. This will give him 555 kilos and put him 2 kilos ahead of Petrov. And that's good. Oh, what a great competition we've got here.
This is it,
The
the white
lead
line.
and positions
Only
swapping hands with every passing lift.
welcome, ladies and
And now we have
gentlemen,
Garcia.
Garcia Hall.
He's going 225 kilos,
The bar is ready.
and this would put him to 542.5 kilos, only 2.5 kilos behind Vajola, who is heavier. And Vajola seemed really close to his limit in the second round, but of course he is a fighter. But this gets Garcia very, very close to the podium. And I have to say that looks much easier than Vijola's attempt. Three white lights.
Good lift. They want
And
back.
where is this going to go?
Prepare slowly. Progressive there to Jack. Get ready to
Next
cross.
up we have Gutierrez from France. 10 kilo jump,
Go with the position.
227.5 kilos. As you can see, he's only ranked 5 overall, but this to take the lead in deadlift with 1 round remaining. This will put him 2.5 kilos ahead of Garcia. And that looks good. But Garcia is aiming for the podium.
Back quickly.
Gutierrez is
Go
aiming
center.
for deadlift gold.
Position. Protect.
And could Garcia's battle for the podium help Gutierrez to achieve his goals? Eddie Berglund, 242.5 kilos on the bar. This takes him to 690. This puts him into the lead on body weight. But Taranidis will still have a lift to come in the second round to change that again. That's good from Berglund. And 2-1, and once again he gets a red light. It's from the referee on the other side this time. But that looks locked to me. I'm looking at the shoulders and looking at the knees. Now Joseph Diva in the 66s. All the remaining lifters are in the 66 kilo class, and he's taking 245 kilos. Ranked 5th overall, this will take him into 4th place in deadlift. No,
Very
not quite.
slowly.
Let's
Sit
have a look at that
Press
again.
it down with brain. Too aggressive.
Started well, got to the knees, the legs locked too soon, couldn't bring the hips through.
Prepare slowly.
And there are technical things he can do there, which means he might make it next time. But this is Titov, 260, as you can see, ranked 3rd in deadlift, 4th in total. This won't change that, but it will add kilos. And that looked good.
Good
And
lift. White
3
light.
white lights. Now this is Taranidis from France,
Taranidis.
277.5 kilos.
Position it for
This
you.
would put him
Come on,
to
Russia. Go, go.
697.5,
Position.
7 kilos ahead of Berglund. They're currently tied on weight lifted, but Berglund leads on body weight, or by body weight rather. So this to take the lead by 7.5 kilos with 1 round remaining. Oh, he's bringing it up, and he's locked it out.
Yes.
3 white lights,
3 white
and
light.
Taranidis has to
Go
be
with
the
our
favorite now.
position. Second line. Total.
But is he?
Now, release.
Because Ilya
Relax,
Marichev, the young Russian,
continue.
has jumped by
Position.
22.5 kilos. This is a world junior record attempt.
We start with Russia.
current record
European Junior and European
is
Lâchez ce papier.
285.5.
Magnifique versus young
This is
Victor Rodriguez.
287.5.
Good.
Oh, he pulls that and he pulls it easily.
Magnifique
Oh
sir.
boy, what a competition we are having here. And Marachev is in the game. He is on 680. He's 10 behind Berglund, 17 and a half behind Taranides. But he's pushed Titov right out of the picture. And just to summarize, well, there's the deadlifts. Gutierrez leads from this is more importantly the totals. Uh, Mukamadianov leads on 555. Petrov 2.5 kilos further behind. Let's go back to the action. Vizola is in third place. He's taking 205. No, it's just too much. He was on his limit. He smiles. I think he knew it. And he is now the target. Next up, we'll have Simon Ertsen from Iceland on 220 kilos. And there you can see the scoreboard once again. It is just too close to call. This will be another personal best for Simon Arsen if he makes it. We saw him celebrating 215. There will be an even bigger celebration if he makes 220. And just too much. Isn't it amazing the difference 5 kilos can make? Now, next up, we have Antoine Garcia from France for a 10 kilo personal best in relation to his opener, but 2.5 kilos more. And this will put him on 545, the same as Vijola, but at a lighter body weight. So this is for the bronze medal in total. This is for the podium. This is Antoine Garcia from France. Can he find the extra 2.5 kilos that he needs? And there's your answer. The bronze medal goes to Garcia. What a great lift. And of course, he had a higher holding number, but when he saw Vijola miss his third attempt, he dropped that down. Now, this is Mukomedianov. He is ranked first overall. Very close. This would put him to 567.5, and it would also take the lead in deadlift, but he will be a target. He will not be home and dry. It is too close. Well, Makhmedianov has done all that he can do. He pumps his fist in celebration. He gets 3 white lights. He goes to 567.5 kilos, and his competition is done. We have Petrov, and there is 235, and we're going to change. I think he'll drop down to 232.5. Well, changes all over the place. Let's just sit back and await the outcome. There were always going to be changes in such a close competition. And the thing is, if you're wondering why it's taking so long to do the change, it's because other people are reacting to the changes that the first person has made.
Okay?
And as I thought,
Pull up
Petrov has dropped
maximum.
down to
Increase the
232.5 kilos.
Italia.
This will give him 570 kilos
Everyone is ready?
and
It
will
is the
beat
time for
the Russian
gold medal in deadlift.
Mukamedianov by 2.5 kilos. But it's a
Come
big
on,
jump.
deadlift.
But his PB is 230. So it's a big jump today from 215 to 232 and a half, 17 and a half kilo jump, but only 2.5 kilos over his PB. And there's a huge prize. He will be the European champion if he can pull this weight. And no, it is too much. He always had to try
Gold
it,
medal is for Russia.
but
Merci,
it
mon
is
gars.
a no lift.
C'est bien qu'il reste
And
fort.
Mukomedianov, the Masters one
Allez,
lifter,
pour ce
is
gold
the
medal in
European
deadlift.
champion. Petrov takes
Gold
silver,
medal in deadlift.
Garcia takes bronze, and this is for Gutierrez
Gold medal in the
to
second
take
round.
gold in the deadlift. Currently lying third in the deadlift. This is to win it. It's 232.5 kilos, more than he has ever lifted before. But what a prize awaits him. He's working it, he's working it. Oh, he's locked it out. That should be good. And it is. Three white lights and gold in deadlift for Gutierrez.
Now we continue
And
with
what a
the
consolation for finishing fifth
55
overall.
kg.
Fantastic
Vous
lifting
allez
in the
continuer
59 kilo
le
class. And the
lendemain.
drama just builds because
Participants
now we
maintenant
move
pour
to the
le
66s.
freestyle.
And we have Joseph Diva. He missed 245, which would have been a 5 kilo personal best, but I think it was for technical, not strength reasons. And if he can get the hips through before the legs straighten, I think he can do this. The hook grip, as you can see. No, just too much. And a no lift for Diva.
And now the next
Now we have
event,
Eddie Berglund. Well,
250
he's got
kg.
250 kilos on the bar. This will take him to 697.5, and he will tie for the lead, but he is lighter on body weight. So this is to go from silver to gold medal position for Berglund, and then he's just going to have to sit and wait. Oh, that's a great battle. We'll wait for the referees. And no, he gets two reds. I just wasn't convinced that the shoulders were right back, and he waves to the crowd. And I think that's the top two positions decided. It was so close. One of the referees gave it to him, and looking at the replay, it looked even better in the replay than it did first time. But this is Alexei Titov from Ukraine.
Le jury overrules ce list for Berglund.
And this will put him to 632.5. He's just outside the medals on total, but he is in third place in deadlift. This will consolidate that position. No, no, just came out of his hands. and it is a no lift. Two lifts to go. Taranides is the champion, courtesy of Berglund's failure in the third round. Sorry, he's not the champion. He's still in second place. My apologies. He needs this lift to become champion, and it's only 2.5 kilos more than he managed in the second round. Sorry, the scoreboard is changing all the time. It's so difficult to keep track. Berglund is on 697, same as Taranides. This will give Taranides 700 kilos and the title. And it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And has he locked it out? Is he the champion? Yes, he has. And it is three white lights. And Taranides takes the title by 2.5 kilos. What a battle. And you think back to the bench press and you think how easy Berglund's third bench press was, and you wonder if he regrets not going perhaps 5 kilos heavier. And I'm just hearing that, yeah, the reason that I was confused was that the jury gave the third lift to Berglund. I was right to say that Taranides was already the champion when Berglund missed the lift, but the jury overturned the referee's decision, which meant that Berglund was in the lead, leading into that final lift from Taranides, and he made it. And it was three white lights. So he is the champion by the narrowest of margins. But we have one more lift, and this is Marachev, and it is a massive 305 kilos, and this is to get on the podium. Obviously, it's a junior world record. Oh, it was so close. Oh, he holds his hand. Oh, what potential this young man has. He was so far behind. I didn't even have a consideration for him to make silver medal, but he was so close. Only 20 years of age, and where can he go over the next few years? So just to summarize before we move into the next flight, Mukhomedyanov takes gold in the 59s with a fantastic 567.5 kilos. Petrov from Bulgaria takes the silver, 552. Garcia from France takes the bronze, 545, just ahead of Vizola, who had the same amount lifted but was heavier. And we see Halfors opening up on 215 kilos. And in the 66s, it was gold to France, silver to Sweden, and bronze to Russia. And the bronze very nearly turned into something bigger. And we are in the second flight, and this is Dima. And my apologies for talking over the first couple of lifters. Such a dramatic conclusion to that 66 kilo class. You just wanted to talk about it for 5 minutes, but such is the nature of back to back flights in powerlifting that you can't do that. The action is just continuous. Now, Carante Pared from Spain coming out, and he's got 245 kilos on the bar. and we pause and we take a breath and we regroup from all the excitement of the battles we've just seen as the first round unfolds in the B groups of the 74s and the 83s. And that is three white lights. Now Villaruba Tordesillas is up next, and he will take 245 kilos as well.
Rubia, las ventanas.
Venga, José, a por ella, ¿eh? Venga, con paciencia y abajo, bien pegadita, vamos, fuerte. Fuerte las manos, fuerte agarre, va. Venga, va, bien pegadita abajo, vamos. ¡Vamos! Quieto, 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 quieto.
And that looks good.
Stay white line, next deadlift over here.
And the venue is still buzzing
1 minute.
with the finale to that 66 kilo class. And everyone is just coming back down to earth a little bit as Urban Moore from Slovenia comes out for his opener, 247.5 kilos. I think you'll see Moore get one on the board and then make a reasonable jump. That looks good. Three white lights.
Next deadlift, Elias Schmidt, Belgium.
Now, Elias de Buck from Belgium, who actually had a stint in the commentary box when we were in Konus 2 years ago. And he's had a great day so far. PBs and squat and bench. He's opening on 250. PB is 262.5. That looks good. Three white lights.
Stay white line. Next deadlift over here, Elias Schmidt. 255 kilos. Guys, ready, trial. 1 minute.
And next up we have Pettersson from Sweden. Robin Pettersson, 255 kilos on the bar for the next two lifters. And that looked easy. And three white lights. Now, Laurie Florian from Belgium, 255 kilos on the bar for him as well. His PB is 270. And that looks good. Three white lights.
Stay white line. Next
Now,
deadlift.
Remco Sanders. Again, he's having a great day. PBs in both squat and bench. And he opens in 260, 20 kilos below his personal best. So this is nice and easy, maybe 272.5, and then a go at 282.5. All depends on the opener. Yeah, made that look good. I think if I was coaching, it would be 272.5 next time. And we have Stefano Montano from Italy next,
Crowd is ready for the next deadlift of the
260
round.
kilos on the
Roberto,
bar.
Italy.
Este en cara,
He's had a great squat competition, a really good bench press competition, and now he's third last out in the flight on bench press. 12.5 kilos below his opener. And that looks good. and three white lights. I think he may have pulled a muscle in his glutes for the way he was walking off. Maybe it's just cramp. It's now just after 1:15 here in Sweden. They've been going for 3.25 hours. A long time for these lifters to maintain focus and concentration. Remember when the first flight were lifting, these guys were warming up. And that looks good. That was Heikkinen. And finally in the round, Cortez Heredia, 300 kilos on the bar. And I wonder, can Heikkinen and Cortez Heredia challenge for medals? Because Heikkinen's 290 was super easy, wasn't it? Oh, from the Griffith and Ripped school. That is a good 300 from the Spaniard. Well, 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 this is just very interesting. Where can these last two lifters push the numbers to? And at the end of the round, in the 74, Sanders leads from Peterson and DeBuck. In the 83s, Cortez Heredia leads from Heikkinen and Montana. The first two well clear of the rest of the field, possibly both with a chance of a deadlift medal. And we're into the second round, and this is Teemu Halfors. And again, the last out on bench is the first out on deadlift. And so it is with Halfors, the best squatter, the best bencher in the group, and the first out in deadlift. And that's good. And he gets a yellow from the center referee. Nope. No, can't see anything there. Now, Teodor Dima, Romania, his PB is 265, on the bar 245. And that looks good. Well, he gets a red. Watch it again. I can only think that he locked out so much that the knees softened in the process. I can't think of any other reason why he might have got a red. So this is Villa Rubia Tordesillas.
Ven compacto, con confianza, vamos. Venga, bien sólido abajo. Fuerte la mano y bien pegadita,
250 kilos.
Venga, bien pegadita abajo, la técnica, va. ¡Vamos, vamos!
That looks good. And again, that gets one red, which suggests the lift wasn't complete. No, can't see anything there. Now, Urban Moore, 260 kilos on the bar for the Slovenian lifter, taken within 10 kilos of his PB, 12.5 kilo jump from his opening attempt. And that is good. And 3 white lights. And next we have Robin Pettersson, Sweden, 265 kilos on the bar for the next three lifters, and the platform crew will love that. That looks good. And three white lights.
Deadlift, the white line. With la balle est ready. 1 minute, travaillez en arrière pour rentrer direct. On Spain,
Now, Jesus Javier Quirante Perez takes a 20 kilo jump up to 265 kilos to within 2.5 kilos of his personal best. And that looks good.
deadlift.
Three white lights.
La balle est ready for Elias deadlift. 1 minute.
And next up, we've got Elias de Buck. And this will be for a new PB in deadlift and in total. Total PB 657.5. This will give him 667.5. Oh, it looks good. Well done, Elias. You've had a great day, my friend. PBs in squat, bench, deadlift, and total. What more can anyone ask or expect? Fantastic lifting.
Florian, please. Belgium.
Now, Laurie Florian, also from Belgium, but in the 83s, 270 kilos on the bar. He's the Belgian record holder at 273, so getting close to that number. And that looks good.
Deadlift.
Three white lights, and if he goes 275, he'll be lifting for a new PB and a new national record with his third attempt. Now, Sanders, well, I suggested if I was coaching him, maybe 272.5. They've been even bolder. They've gone 275 to get him within 5 kilos
First session
of his
begins
deadlift
in
PB.
2 minutes. Please. The lifter for the first session be ready.
And that looks good as well. Three white lights. The question
The white line.
they've now got to ask is there another 7.5 kilos there?
Constantino Tano is
Because if
Canadian.
there is, it's a new deadlift PB. If not, we'll have to wait for another day. And this is Montano, 275 kilos. This a new personal best for the Italian. And it is just not moving. And he holds his glutes again. But remember, as he came off the bar, I'm not sure if it's a recurring cramp or if he has actually injured himself. If it's the latter, the most sensible thing would be to just leave it there.
Ball is ready. Patrick
But
Aspinan,
sometimes we powerlifters are not known to be the most sensible people in the world. But this is Heikkinen, 300 kilos, still 15 kilos off his personal best. Is he saving himself for a huge third attempt? Or will this test him to his limit? This is a feeler, I suggest. And that is good. No, it's not. He didn't block it out. I wasn't sure about the left side. Watch it again. See, it was the referee on the other side that gave it. And look at the left leg. Is it quite locked out?
Rice coming from
And that's
Deadlift.
why he got the two reds. And now Jaime Cortez Heredia, 312.5. He just gripped it and ripped it the first time. And he's done it again. But this time it just sticks and he cannot finish it. And he walks disconsolately back to the coach. And he will have one more go. And we're into the third round. And yes, the Italian Montano has been sensible. Clearly, there's some sort of a glute injury there, and he has got a cross against his name for the third round, as has Dima from Romania. So both of them will play no more part. And as I talk, there are attempt changes. So we will just sit back and if we can just remind ourselves of the positions. In total, Pedersen leads with 6.75 from De Buck and Sanders with one round to go in the 74s. In the 83s, Cortez Heredia leads with 6.95, 2.5 kilos ahead of Montano, who will take no further lifts, with Moore in third place. But remember, these are not
Gap is okay
the
for
battles for
20
medals.
kilos right from Finland.
These are the B groups. We are in for one heck of a competition this afternoon when the A groups go back to back, but more of that later. And next up is Timu Halford from Finland, who's going 252.5 kilos.
The mat is ready for you. Table and floor. Bring
And
down.
you can see the deadlift positions on the screen
Extra bend
as the
for you.
bar is loaded for Halford. And he comes onto the platform to face the challenge of 252.5 kilos that awaits him. 22.5 kilo jump, and
Ready,
it
ready.
is just not moving.
Sit there. Jose Manuel
And next up
Garcia.
will be
Tordesillas
Villarrubia
from Peru.
Tordesillas for Spain, Jose Manuel Villarrubia Tordesillas, to give him his full name. His deadlift PB 247.5 coming in.
Mat is
He
ready for
upped
you.
that to
Ready.
250 kilos in the second round, and this to take it 5 kilos
Ready, please.
further.
Be waiting for opening ceremony. The lifter for the first session. For the first session.
Venga, José, apretamos a muerte. La última ya, ¿eh? Vamos, José,
262
fuerte. Venga, va, fuerte.
kg. Come on, Jose from
Venga, va,
Peru.
José, va. Venga, duro, bien pegadita abajo, va, fuerte. Venga, con todo abajo, explosivo, va. Venga, duro, ¡vamos! Quieto, 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 quieto,
He likes it. And 3 white lights. And delight for the Spanish team. Now, Urban Moore, he is gone up to 267.5 kilos. 7.5 kilo jump from the second round. Just 2.5 kilos short of his personal best. And it will put him to 695, just 5 kilos short of his best ever total. So he's lifted really, really well today. And that looks good. And that will put him in second place in the group. And look at the celebrations from the coach. Katya, who lifted earlier, who lifted yesterday in the women's 63 kilo class and was coached by Urban, and the roles are reversed today. Great lift from Rob. And now Robin Pettersson from Sweden, 270 kilos. He leads his group in the 74. And that looks good. 3 white lights. And that gives him a total of 680 kilos. Now, Elias de Buck. One more lift. He's already PB'd on all 3 lifts and on total. This is for another 5 kilos on his deadlift PB and to take his total up to 672.5 kilos. And he's working it and he's working it, and that is good. And we wait for the lights. 3 white lights in celebration. Well, 2 years ago we came up with the corny line after he failed the lift. The buck stops here, but this year the buck didn't stop. He just went on and on and on and put in the best performance of his powerlifting life. And although he's just in the B group and he will win no medals, he will be absolutely delighted with his performance today. And now his fellow Belgian Florian comes out for his final deadlift, 275, a new PB and a new Belgian record in the 83 kilo class here for the taking. And it's going, but no, not quite. And there are 3 more lifts. And it's Jesus Javier Quirante Perez coming out at 277.5. A 12.5 kilo jump. And the reason he's doing that is it will not just give him a deadlift PB, it will give him a total PB. His current total PB is 627.5. This will put him on 630. And you can see an explosion of celebration if he makes this. It's going. No, and he can't quite lock it up. He was 90% of the way there, and he just could not finish it. And you see Sanders in the background really getting himself piped up for this lift. This for a new deadlift PB of 280, and this will give him a 20 kilo total PB. You can see it's 645. This for 665. He's got a total PB, whatever. He's performed better than ever in his life. But this is for a double personal best. Deadlift as well as total. And he's working it and he's working it and he's working it, and he has locked it out. And he gets 3 white lights. What a fantastic performance by him today. And there are two more lifts before the end of this long, long session that has taken well over 3.5 hours, but has been quite enthralling from start to finish. This is Heikkinen. He missed 312.5 on the second attempt. He's only 2.5 kilos away from his PB, and it is just too much today. As we say, when the session is this long, the first lift was at 10 a.m. local time, but the lifters would have been here 2 hours before that to weigh in. Then they would have had to fuel up if they were close to the weight limit. Then they would have had to warm up for squats, and it has been a long, long day. And there is one lifter left, and it's Jaime Cortes Heredia from Spain. The platform is clean, the bar is clean, and he comes out to attempt 312.5 kilos to try and set a target for the lifters who will follow this afternoon. And he gets it to the same place, and it's the same result, and it is a no lift. Well, well, what a morning we've had. We've had we just look at the scoreboards and remember these are not medal winning totals. They are the B groups, and they are making totals which will be taken into consideration when the A groups lift this afternoon. Peterson is best in the 74s. The Buck and Sanders, the best performances of their lives in second and third. In the 83s, Moore is the best of them. Cortes Heredia is second on the same weight, but a slightly higher body weight. And Montano is third, 692. Missed the second lift, slightly injured, and passed on the third. And we hope that he is well, and that the injury he got is minor and does not stop him training and coming along to the next competition he had planned. We will go to a short break in the commentary booth, but please stay with us for the medal ceremony for the 59 and 66 kilo classes. The afternoon session begins at 14:30 local time. That's in about 50 minutes time, and it will be the A groups from the 74s and the 83s, nine in each group, and it promises to be dramatic, explosive, and compelling viewing. So please join us just before 2:30 local time, and we will bring you the whole of the 74 and 83 class competition. Until then, from the commentary booth, bye for now.
Okay, so no official for this victory ceremony. Arnold Bashkov, vice président. Théo Alquier, ici member of the European Powerlifting Federation. Now we start with squat, bronze medal, Darius Roland. Roland! Silver medal, Garcia Antoine, France. And the gold medal is Mikko Medyanov, Russia. Thank you. Now in bench press. Bronze medal, Mikko Medyanov, Russia. Silver medal, Petrov Alexander, Bulgaria. And the gold medal, Tarsius Sola, Poland. Thank you. Next deadlift. Bronze medal, Garcia Antoine de France. The silver medal, Mikko Medyanov, Russia. The gold medal, Julien Gutiérrez, France. Thank you. Now in total, the bronze medal, Antoine Garcia, France. The silver medal, Petrov Alexander, Bulgaria. And this year, the European champion of this Open Classic Powerlifting Championships 2021 is Mikko Medyanov, Russia. Thank you. And now, please, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up for the national anthem for Russia. Everybody, please stand up. Everybody, please stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Now we continue with the 66 kilo category. The squat, bronze medal, Eddie Merklot, Sweden. The silver medal, David France. Silver médaille, Tarididis, Patragiotis, France. And the gold medal, Eddie Merkur, Sweden. Thank you. Now we continue with Deadlift. Bronze medal, Kitov Oleski, Ukraine. Silver medal, Tarididis, Patragiotis, France. And the gold medal, Marisha Filia, Russia. Okay, thank you. Now, total, the bronze medal, Marisha Filia, Russia. The silver medal, Eddie Merkur, Sweden. And the winner of this European Open Classic Powerlifting Championships 2021 is Tarididis Patragiotis from France. 700 kilos. Okay, now everybody stand up. Dans un national appel from France, la Marseillaise. Thank you.